Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to the No DQ live recap of Friday Night SmackDown for February 28th, 2020. The road to WrestleMania has definitely gone to the next level. We have several matches added to not just WrestleMania, but the upcoming Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, which is actually a week from Sunday. Crazy to think, right? We just had Super Showdown, and now we got Elimination Chamber match and Elimination Chamber, the pay-per-view, coming up in just over a week. Let's go ahead and get started with the recap. Shout out to everyone watching, whether it's live or on demand. Thank you for your viewership and your interactions. We kicked off the show with the brand new Universal Champion, two-time Universal Champion, Bill Whisker Biscuit himself, Goldberg. Tim with a $2 super chat says, The Fiend threw the Goldberg match to get John Cena. Well, that's an interesting theory. I have not seen that one yet, so maybe you should be writing for WWE, Tim. We had Goldberg come out. This show was in Boston, Massachusetts. We had a lot of boos for Goldberg. Goldberg cut a quick promo. He said, it's not about who's last, it's about who's next. And pretty much right on cue, the big dog, Roman Reigns, came out. There were some boos for this. You could even hear some fans in the crowd trying to get a "you both suck" chant going. Gonna be a fun WrestleMania match. Goldberg, Roman Reigns in the ring. They have this stare down, and Roman Reigns makes it simple. He says, I'm next. And then later on in the show, we had the graphic. It was confirmed. Roman Reigns will challenge Bill Goldberg, Battle of the Spears, Universal title match at WrestleMania 36. I guess so much for the Elimination Chamber match to determine the challenger for WrestleMania. Why would Roman Reigns even bother competing in the Royal Rumble when all he has to do is go out there and declare himself as the next challenger? It's as simple as that. Why even bother with the Royal Rumble? And what about Sheamus? I thought Sheamus declared himself for the Elimination Chamber. Sucks to be Sheamus right now. He's going to be coming out there wondering, where's the Elimination Chamber match for the WrestleMania title shot? Or title opportunity. Excuse me. Power Packers 90 with a $2 super chat says, AEW standing and rankings, WWE, Roman calls dips. So yeah, pretty much AEW has standing and rankings, and Roman Reigns can just come out and declare himself for whatever match he wants. Where were all the other guys? Where was Sheamus to come out and say, I don't think so, Roman Reigns. I want the title shot at WrestleMania. Lazy writing, but it is what it is. WWE, I guess maybe the idea was that, hey, everyone expected Roman Reigns to win the Elimination Chamber match, so why bother? Why even bother doing an Elimination Chamber match when everybody expects Reigns to win anyways? So perhaps that was the thought process, and they're just like, screw it. But man, the boos for these guys on this show, it's not going to be pretty at WrestleMania, but we all knew this. I said it, and I know a lot of you agree. I think Roman Reigns versus Goldberg, non-title, would have been a better idea. John Cena going for his 17th title against Bray Wyatt. I think that would have been a better idea if WWE was going to book these two matches for WrestleMania. Just saying. Mike B with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Mike B. I appreciate it. He says, do the fans boo this match like they did at WrestleMania 20, Brock versus Goldberg? Would not shock me. I think it's going to be a very quick match. I suspect it will be the usual Goldberg match, the usual Roman Reigns match at WrestleMania when he faced Brock Lesnar. It's going to be spear, kick out, spear, kick out, Superman punch, kick out, jackhammer, kick out, and then another spear and Roman Reigns wins. It will probably be 5 moves. Who knows? Maybe we'll get 6 moves if we're lucky. And it'll be like 3-4 minutes tops. Hey, apparently that's what draws. Vince McMahon, he's a genius, everybody. He knows what he's doing. He's running a very successful company. WWE SmackDown drew a huge crowd in Boston. People are still buying tickets. WrestleMania is going to have 70,000 plus people. So the man clearly knows what he's doing. We had footage of John Cena's debut, and throughout the show, we had various John Cena clips. Him in there with The Rock, him in there with AJ Styles, all these highlights from Cena's career we got to see throughout the evening leading up to his promo. Josh Mansfield with a $2 super chat. Thank you for that, Josh. He says, only way to save WrestleMania is if the WWE title match is last. They very well could end up doing that. Drew McIntyre and Brock Lesnar, after all. Brock, he's the highest paid guy in WWE, so he should be in the main event. And maybe if Drew wins the title, that will soften the blow a little bit. Maybe some of the fans will be more forgiven if Reigns and Goldberg, they might as well put Reigns and Goldberg on first. Just get it out of the way to avoid the backlash. Probably would be a good decision. We had our first match of the evening, which was a rematch for some reason. I don't know why. Bayley versus Naomi. Rematch from Super Showdown. Bayley got on the mic and said, "This is ridiculous. She should not have to be there." She then introduced her bestie, Sasha Banks, making her first appearance on SmackDown in several weeks. We had a very quick match. Naomi hit the rear view on Bayley, and then Sasha came in, stopped the pinfall. And then we had Lacey Evans come out and make the save. And you know what this means, guys. Holla, holla, holla. We had the referee announce that this match was being restarted as a tag team match. When we came back from commercial break, we had the match. Naomi picked up the victory over Bayley with a sunset flip pinfall. So I guess Naomi will get another championship opportunity either at Elimination Chamber or maybe WrestleMania. I guess we'll have to see what happens with that. Next up, we had Robert Roode up against Kofi Kingston. Big E and Dolph Ziggler were at ringside to support their tag team partners. Dolph Ziggler got on the apron, and when he was distracting the referee, we had Bobby Roode on the outside of the ring. He was in the face of Big E, and then he proceeded to knock himself into the steel steps. And when the referee turned around, Roode claimed that Big E was the one that threw him into the steps. Referee, of course, believed Robert Roode. I mean, how can you not trust this guy? He has such an honest face, Bobby Roode, Robert Roode. So the referee kicked out Big E. Big E was sent to the back, and the match continued. Mandy Rose was watching the match from the back. Kofi Kingston made a comeback. He hit the SOS. However, Dolph Ziggler put Roode's foot on the rope and alerted the referee of this. Referee stopped the count. Roode then rolled up Kofi Kingston to score the victory. Good job, Bobby Roode. You outsmarted Big E, and then you beat the former WWE World Champion. Things are looking up for one Robert Roode. Backstage, we had Otis, who was sitting there. He was very upset about the whole Mandy Rose, Dolph Ziggler relationship. Tucker approached him and said, hey, look, man, sometimes the guy doesn't get the girl. Maybe it's time to let her go. Tucker suggested that maybe Otis should focus on the one entity that will not leave him, that will not abandon him, and that's the WWE Universe. Otis, he understood where his friend was coming from, and he said, all right, let's move on. Don't know if this is the end of the storyline or not. I would hope there's going to be more to it. I wanted to see Otis and Mandy get together, but we'll see what the next chapter is. Next up, we had I'm just so tired of contract signings. And what was up with Braun Strowman's hair? His hair looked quite interesting this week. We had a contract signing for the Intercontinental title match at Elimination Chamber. Nakamura was out there, Sami Zayn, Cesaro. Sami Zayn was very upset about Strowman power slamming Nakamura onto a piano last week. Strowman responded by saying that everyone is tired of Sami Zayn bitching and moaning. Strowman said he doesn't care what the contract says. He knows he's going to have to end up fighting those three clowns, so whatever. He signed the contract without looking at it, and then Sami Zayn took advantage of this. Him, Cesaro, and Nakamura all signed the contract, and Sami Zayn announced that at the pay-per-view, be careful what you wish for, Strowman, because it will be a 3-on-1 handicapped match. A fight broke out. Strowman decided to get a jump start, try to take them out, but they overwhelmed him, and Cesaro and Nakamura hoisted up Strowman for a suplex. Sami Zayn came in with a haluva kick, and the three of them sent Strowman crashing through the announce table. By God, that table has a family, damn it. First time in a while that I think the table's actually been broken during a contract signing segment. It's been a couple of weeks. Well, no, really it's been a couple of months. It feels like a couple of weeks, but it's been a while. Actually, it might have been longer than a couple of months. Might have been a year. So, I guess it's okay. Hasn't been done in a while. I feel the contract signing segment is so overdone. Next up, we had Daniel Bryan versus Curtis Axel. Drew Gulak was on commentary, and he was trying to give Axel some pointers, but Axel really could not hear Gulak, so did him no good. Maybe Gulak needs to invest in a Jimmy Hart megaphone. Just saying. Daniel Bryan picked up the victory with the yes lock. Where was Daniel Bryan to come out there and declare himself for WrestleMania in the Universal title match? Just saying. Poor Bryan has nothing really going on right now. We then had The Miz and John Morrison come out for their tag team title celebration. New tag team champions winning at Super Showdown. Miz called out the fans for not chanting, "You deserve it." And then he brought up some classic movies like The Godfather and mentioned how sequels are even better. Miz and Morrison, of course, tag team champions a decade ago. And now they're champions again. It's the sequel. They did their Miz and Morrison, hey, hey, ho, ho. They celebrated for a bit. And then the ring announcer, Greg Hamilton, announced that at Elimination Chamber, it will be Miz and Morrison defending the tag team titles against The New Day, Heavy Machinery, Lucha House Party, Dolph Ziggler and Bobby Roode, and the Usos in an Elimination Chamber match. I know Miz and Morrison are jerks and all, but shouldn't you at least have them do something dastardly and then management punishes them? What did these guys really do to deserve having to defend the titles in this match? I wonder that. Mo Camera with a $2.79 super chat. Thank you for that, Mo Camera. Says SM gets a 0. I hate Roman, Cena, and Michael Cole. Michael Cole. Nice one. Thank you for the super chat, Mo. DJ Whitey with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, DJ. He says, I hope Miz wasn't referring to the Marine sequels, LMAO. Yeah, he was. Marine was one of the movies he mentioned. I tried to not mention it here because that's a bit of a joke. He mentioned the Rocky movies. Yeah, I think I like Rocky 3 the best, but most of the time, the sequels are not as good as the original. Occasionally, they are. Not sure if the Marine falls into that category or not. Then again, I haven't seen the Marine sequels, so hard to say. Gary with a $2 super chat says, I'm glad tomorrow I'll be joining a revolution. That's right. And as a reminder, guys, tomorrow night, sore throat and all. Man, I keep flip-flopping. Yesterday for Super Showdown, I was fine. Maybe it's the evening. I wonder if it's something at night. But I've been going back and forth with the sore throat. I will be doing live results coverage of AEW Revolution, and I will be doing a live stream after the show. So make sure you guys tune in for that tomorrow night. Josh Mansfield, my man Josh, with a $2 super chat. Goldberg versus Roman Reigns will get the loudest CM Punk chant. It very well could. I mean, I would be shocked if that match gets a good reaction. Again, if they put it as the first match of the night, they might avoid a huge amount of backlash from the fans. So WWE may seriously want to consider that. And no, Mike D, I do not have coronavirus. I have the common cold. Axel with a $5 super chat says, do you think Edge will have one more WWE title run? Hard to say, but if I had to make a guess, I would say yeah. If Goldberg can do it, certainly Edge can do it. You know, that one more feel-good moment. Hulk Hogan came back, won the title one more time. Goldberg did it. Anything's possible. So I think there's a good chance. Especially if Edge wrestles for a couple more years. He signed a 3-year deal. So I think there's a pretty decent shot. We had The Miz and John Morrison up against the Usos in a tag team match. Now, I talked about this match being at WrestleMania. Make this the WrestleMania match for the SmackDown tag titles. But nope. WWE just does it on SmackDown. Whatever. Mike B with a $5 super chat says, a question just for shit and giggles. Is Rambling Rabbit related to the bunny in AEW? That's a possibility. Rambling Rabbit, I'm sure, has some relatives in the wrestling business. Maybe Rambling Rabbit is the son of Bunny. Maybe Bunny got pregnant and had a little young rabbit named Rambling Rabbit, and Rambling Rabbit is a second generation rabbit in wrestling. Who knows? But anyways, back to the tag team match. We had the static that interrupted SmackDown last week pop up again. Rumors that it might be Killer Cross. Maybe it's Ali. I could see it being Ali, but Killer Cross would be pretty cool. And for the finish of this match, we had Jimmy Uso hit a Canadian Destroyer, which Corey Graves referred to as the Samoan Destroyer. It was basically an avalanche destroyer off the top rope. And then Jay hit the frog splash to pick up the 1-2-3. And what do you know? Miz and Morrison win the tag team titles and they go right into losing. I hate this booking. Like, yeah, you want to build up challengers for Miz and Morrison, but they just won the titles. Why do you have to have them lose right away? Like, is it really necessary? Let them win for a while and then have them lose a match to set up a new set of challengers. Ken terminated by Google. My man Ken, with a $5 super chat, says, to answer Mike B's question, the Rambling Rabbit is related to the bunny that partied with Adam Rose. Ooh, I forgot about that one. By the way, what up, Aaron Rift? I'm doing good, Ken. Yeah, I didn't even think of Adam Rose's bunny. So maybe Adam Rose's bunny and the bunny got together one night, had a little fun, and next thing you know, Rambling Rabbit is alive and well, appearing on the Firefly Funhouse. We had our main event segment, which was John Cena making his big return. Crowd gave him a great reaction. It was in John Cena's home state. Of course, John Cena, not too far away from Boston in West Newbury, Massachusetts. Cena was all excited. He said his heart was beating out of his chest. He talked about it being WrestleMania season. Talked about how even though he's been gone, he will always be a WWE superstar. And he said that this year he's going to do something different for WrestleMania because he's been listening to the most important voice, and that is the WWE Universe. He's been hearing them loud and clear, and he says the fans are very passionate about the future of WWE, and he made sure to emphasize the word future. He said this year should go on without John Cena. He said the WrestleMania spots should be earned, not demanded. Kind of funny he said this considering Roman Reigns basically demanded a match with Goldberg and got it, but we'll just ignore that. Cena said it's not a goodbye forever, but it's a goodbye for now. The crowd started chanting for Cena. He said the chants mean more than the fans will ever know. He thanked the fans. He dropped the mic. He walked up to the stage. He gave the crowd the John Cena salute. And then lights go out. The Fiend lights go out. They come back on. John Cena steps aside and the Fiend is standing there right behind Cena. The Fiend, however, does not say anything. He simply points at the WrestleMania sign. Crowd is going crazy. They want to see it. John Cena tips his hat and does the nod. So there you go. Lights go out. The Fiend is gone. And that is the end of SmackDown. John Cena versus The Fiend. Goldberg versus Roman Reigns. I would have done it a bit differently. I would have had Cena and The Fiend for the Universal title. Goldberg and Reigns did not need it. But it is what it is. WWE scrapped the men's single match elimination chamber. Sheamus is pouting somewhere, I'm sure. And they're doing the tag team elimination chamber. They might end up doing a women's elimination chamber. And that was it. WrestleMania taking shape. What did you guys think of the show? I thought it was fine. Again, there are things I would have done differently, but crowd was pretty much into the John Cena Fiend stuff. Goldberg and Roman Reigns, not so much. The Elimination Chamber tag team match feels very thrown together. A lot of things happened on this show. It was a noteworthy show, but it does feel like WWE changed plans and basically threw everything into a loop and just came out with something completely different. So, as far as the letter grade goes, I'm going to give it a B-. B- because it was a very noteworthy show and a lot of things happened. Joseph gives it a B-. Kev Dog with a B-. Jason says a B would work. Jason Perkins with a C+. Grant Midnight Black Peoples with a C-. The 90s guy with a B-. And let's see here. D-Ross 2 with a C. And Macaroni Tony with a D+. Tic Tat Tat with a B-. And let's see here. Josh Mansfield with a $2 super chat says, even John Cena versus Goldberg would have been better for the title. Fiend should not have lost the title, but I've said my piece on it. I think we've all said our piece on it. WWE's doing what they're going to do, and WrestleMania is going to be what it's going to be. I would think that Fiend is going to get his win, going to get his payback from WrestleMania 30, but we shall see. The game is on 100 with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that. He says, the reason is for Roman not getting booed versus The Fiend at Mania. I mean, yeah, Roman probably would have gotten booed, but the boos may be worse now, but they could have gone with the same solution. They could have put Roman Reigns versus The Fiend on first at WrestleMania. I think both matches would have been more interesting if they had done Roman versus Goldberg without the title. Crowd would not have been feeling so angry, and Cena and Wyatt would have that intrigue of Cena going for the 17th championship. TR Sega with a 200 yen, I think it's yen, I'm not sure though. A super chat donation says, WWE loves money. How exactly is Goldberg versus Roman Reigns money? Vince McMahon's attitude is that Goldberg is a mainstream superstar. People know Goldberg from the most popular era of wrestling, the Monday Night Wars. Goldberg has that superstar presence. So that's the thought process. The problem, and several people have pointed this out, nostalgia is nice. But what are you going to do 15, 20 years from now for nostalgia when you don't have Goldberg or The Undertaker or John Cena? Who's going to be the nostalgia act? Because you haven't really been building up your future superstars. That's the problem. Ken terminated by Google with a $5 super chat. Thank you for that, Ken. He says, I like to ask about Aaron Rift, and then in parentheses, a topic that's 10 times better than WWE. He says, are you a movie mark? If you like Botchamania, you might like Plan 9 from Outer Space. Well, Ken, I did mention Plan 9 from Outer Space on the last stream. And I think you were there for that. I am a movie mark, but there are tons of movies out there. Lately, I've been more of a TV mark than a movie mark. Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, those are my go-to movies / TV shows. And Breaking Bad is like a movie, pretty much. Josh Mansfield with a $2 super chat. Thank you for that, Josh. He says, at least we're getting Undertaker versus AJ Styles. Hashtag Triple H save us. Well, Undertaker, AJ Styles, I was excited for it, but Undertaker beat him with one chokeslam. Literally one move. So why should I care about seeing them fight again? I don't know. I just would have done that a different way too. It's like the matches sound good on paper, but when you see the build-up and what WWE has done, it's like they're making you not care about these matches. But we'll see. They got, 5 weeks until WrestleMania. We'll see if they can get the fans invested in these matches. But anyways, guys, on that note, I'm going to sign off for tonight. Apparently, this video went on longer than 205 Live, which I find hard to believe. But regardless, I got to rest up for tomorrow. AEW Revolution. I'll be back on again, another live stream after the show. NoDQ.com for live results coverage. Please spread the word. Tell a friend. And I will see you guys next time.